I have a lower body workout for you guys today. We're going to use a foam roller for a prop. If you don't have a foam roller, don't worry about it. We're going to get started with a heavy set of springs. So 3 reds. I'm going to go a blue as well. If you guys want to load up all springs, feel free to. Again, we're going to go leg heavy today. So again, I'm on my 3 heaviest springs and then a medium. And then we'll go ahead and just lie down onto our reformers to start. All right, so I put my headrest up. Headrest can be up or down, that is up to you guys. We're just gonna start with our heels on the foot bar to begin. Arms are gonna be at our sides, and then we're just gonna be right into our neutral spine so we have that nice natural curvature of our low back. So we're gonna go ahead and press our carriages out with our heels, and then we'll bend our knees and come right back in. Pressing out, and then bending to come right back in. I'm gonna inhale to push out today, and exhale as I come right back in. I wanna think on my exhale when I come in, I'm engaging my low abs. So 2 inches underneath my belly button is drawing in and up my spine as I pull my carriage right back in. Legs push, think belly pulls us right back in. We'll do 3, 2, and then last one. Now I'll hold all the way out, and then from here we're gonna bend our knees, bring our carriage halfway in. We'll press all the way out, come halfway in, press all the way out. And we're just gonna keep going with these little halfway pulses. So we'll come halfway in, all the way out, halfway in, all the way out. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. On this last one, we're gonna hold at the halfway point, and then we're just gonna do little pulses of our carriage. Think like 3 to 6 inch pulses of that carriage. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll push all the way out, and then we'll bend and come right back in. And then we'll go right onto the arches of the feet. They'll stay again, just about a fist distance away from each other. Same breath, I'm gonna inhale to push my carriage away, and then exhale as I bend to come right back in. Inhale, push, exhale, pull, inhale, push, and exhale, pull. And we wanna think again on our exhales to come right back in, engaging our low abs to pull in. Push and pull, push and pull. We'll go for 4, 2, and then on this last one, we'll pause all the way out. We'll come into those halfway pulses again. So bend and come halfway in, all the way out, halfway in, all the way out. And we'll continue those halfway pulses of our carriage. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, hold at that halfway point, and then little pulses of our carriage. We're gonna pulse for 8. 3, 2, 1, all the way back out, and then we'll bend and come in. Then our toes, our balls of our feet will go onto the foot bar. All 10 toes are on. I'm gonna inhale, push right back out, and then exhale, bend and come in. Now, my lift of my heels is just like a halfway lift, so I'm not lifting high up onto my toes. I'm not lowering my heels down. I'm just keeping like a half lift of my heel, pushing and pulling, maintaining my neutral spine the entire time. So my sacrum stays heavy, my pelvis stays still, finding that length as I press out, and then engaging my core as I pull back in. Let's do one more here. Pause all the way out, and then we're gonna go back into those halfway pulses. So halfway in, all the way out, halfway in, all the way out. Feel those quads firing. 3 more. 2. On 1, hold at that halfway point, and then we have little pulses of that carriage. Again, staying in that neutral spine the entire time. We're pulsing for 4, 2, 1, all the way out, and then right back in. Now we'll bring our heels back onto the foot bar. We'll slide them all the way out to the side, so we're right into our wide second position. Toes, knees should be pointed out. I'm gonna push my carriage right back out, and then bend and come in. I wanna think when I'm in my wide second here, I'm engaging my glute max, so right where my glute connects to my hamstrings, pushing away and engaging my core to come back in. And then just being mindful that when I squeeze my glutes to press, I'm not collapsing into my low back. So we're maintaining that neutral the entire time. We'll do 4 more. 2. And then last one. Now we'll pause all the way out where we're going to bend and come halfway in, press all the way out, halfway in, all the way out for those halfway pulses of our carriage. 2 and 1. We'll hold at this halfway point and then little pulses of that carriage. 5, 3, 2, 1. We'll go all the way out and then right back in. All right, now once I come in, I'm going to bring my toes, my balls of my feet just right back to the center of the foot bar, parallel with each other. Again, just about sits, bones distance away, so about a fist distance. We'll push all the way out, we'll hold, and then we're just going to lower both heels underneath the foot bar with control, and then we'll lift both heels back up with control. So I like a 2 count to lower the heels, and a 2 count to lift, a 2 count to lower, and a 2 count to lift. So it's an active lower and an active lift, lower and lift. And then eventually we should really start to feel the backs of the legs into the glutes firing as we lift our heels up high. 3 more. 2. Then the next time I lift my heels, I'm going to hold my heels high and I'll start my run. So I'm going to bend one knee, lower the opposite heel, and then we'll switch. And then just taking that run at our own pace. So you can speed it up, you can slow it down. It is up to you. 3, 2, 1. We'll lower both heels underneath the foot bar. We'll just stay for a little calf and Achilles stretch there. And then we'll lift the heels up, bend, and come all the way back in, and we'll just sit off to the side of our reformer. All right, we're gonna keep going with our glutes. I'm going to change to 2 outside breads, which will be my 2 heavier springs, and then I'm gonna add on a yellow, which is my lightest spring. So I'm gonna go 2 heavies and a light. Feel free just to go on to 2 heavy springs. I'm gonna make it a little heavier with that yellow spring, that light spring today. I'm gonna put my headrest all the way down, and we're gonna lie on our right side for side line. If you guys want to use a ball for your head, feel free. You can use a ball in your headrest to put your head down. Otherwise, you can lie on your right side. You can bring your arm into your headrest, into your hand to support your head. Now, my hips are stacked, my shoulders are stacked. My top foot is going to go onto the foot bar. My toes are right towards the edge, and my foot is parallel. On an exhale, I'm going to press my carriage out, and then I'll bend and come right back in. And I want to think when I'm pressing out here, I'm pushing from my heel to press, and then resisting to come right back in, pressing from my heel and resisting. So when I push from that heel, I should feel my glute max again fire. Press on an exhale, inhale, bend. If your toes, balls of your feet lift up off the foot bar when you press from your heel, keep them off the foot bar. You guys can either have your toes on or toes off, up to you. Just push from the heel and back in. We're gonna go for 3 more here. 2. And then on this last one, we're gonna hold all the way out. Now, just like our footwork, we're gonna bend and come halfway in, press all the way out, halfway in, all the way out. Now, I want you to think you're braking with your heel, pushing from your heel, braking with your heel, pushing from your heel. So that glute max is firing the entire time. We have 4, 3. Now on this last one, we'll hold at that halfway point. We have those little pulses again for 8. Again, pulse from that heel. 3, 2, 1, and we'll go all the way back out and then right back in. Now we'll keep our heels on. We'll externally rotate. Make sure that those hips stay stacked when we move into that external rotation so our left hip doesn't drop backwards. And then we'll press right back out and we'll bend to come right back in. Push on that exhale, inhale back. So now we're working into those smaller, more stabilizing glute muscles, and we should still feel that glute max engaged as well. Push, resist in, push, and resist in. We have 3 more, 2, and then last one. Now, hold all the way out. We're gonna do this halfway pulses. So come halfway in, all the way out, halfway in, all the way out. Think again, break with the heel, push from the heel, break with the heel, push. 3, 2, 1, and then halfway hold, little pulses of that carriage for 8. 3, 2, 1, and then all the way back out, right back in. Now, I'll bring my toes, my balls of my feet right back onto the foot bar. I'm gonna lift my heel up and point my toes down to the floor. When I point my toes down to the floor, my knees should come together, and I wanna think I'm gonna stay in this internal rotation with my toes and knees pointed to the floor the entire time. When I press out, my heel stays lifted off the foot bar, and then I'll bend to come right back in, press out and in. Again, trying to stay in that internal rotation the entire time. So again, we can work into those smaller, more stabilizing glute muscles, that glute med and glute min. We have 4 more presses in our internal rotation. All right, now the next time we press out, we'll pause. We're gonna bend and come halfway in, pause, just little pulses of that carriage in our internal rotation. Little pulses for 6, 2, 1, and then we'll go out and in. All right, now once we come back in, we're gonna relax that leg. I'm gonna sit myself up. I'm gonna take off my extra yellow spring or my light spring, and then we're gonna kneel on our reformers and we'll face our straps. When we kneel, I'm gonna take my hands right into the outsides of my headrest. If wrists are an issue, guys, drop down onto your forearms rather than being on your palms. We're gonna take our left heel onto the foot bar, that same leg that you guys just used. If you need to make this lighter, feel free to go to a red and a blue instead of 2 heavy springs, so a heavy and a medium. I'm gonna exhale, push out, squeeze my glute, and then bend to come right back in. Again, my heel is on. If the arch of your foot feels better than the heel, feel free to go to the arch rather than the heel. My shoulders over my hands, I'm in my neutral spine, and then I just wanna think stabilize for my shoulders and my core, engage my glute max to push, and then again, I'm almost resisting to come right back in. Out, resist in. We'll go for 4. Squeeze that glute. 3, 2. Now on this last one, we'll hold all the way out. We're gonna bend and come halfway in, press all the way out, halfway in, all the way out. So again, halfway pulses. Break with the foot, push from the foot, break, push, break, push. 3, 2. Last one, we'll hold at that halfway point. Little pulses of the carriage. 2 and 1, we'll press all the way out and then we'll bring it right back in. Now, I'm gonna sit on my left hip. I'm gonna add on my yellow spring again. If you guys have your balls, feel free, balls can go into your headrest. Again, I'm just gonna lie on my side. My arm is gonna be in my headrest. My hand is supporting my head. And then I'm gonna take my right foot onto the foot bar. My toes are towards the edge. My foot is parallel. And then I'm gonna exhale, press the carriage out, and then bring it right back in. Now, when I push out and in, my knee is going to stay in line with my hip the entire time when I'm parallel, so my knee doesn't dip down to the floor, it doesn't rotate up to the ceiling, it stays right in line with my hip. I'm pushing from my heel and resisting right back in to get that glute max to fire. 3 more. 2, and then last one, pause out. We're gonna bend and come halfway in, press all the way out, halfway in, all the way out for those halfway pulses. Think break with the heel, push from the heel, break with the heel, push from the heel. 3, 2, On this last one, we're gonna come halfway and pause, little pulses of that carriage. 3, 2, and 1, and then we'll push out, and then come right back in. Now our heels stay on, we'll move into that external rotation again. My right hip doesn't fall back, the hips stay stacked, the shoulders stay stacked, toes, knees pointed up to the ceiling, press out on an exhale again, and then inhale, resist. Push away, resist right back in. So again, working into those smaller, more stabilizing glute muscles in that external rotation, and then also when we get in that internal rotation. So our glute med, our glute min. Push and resist. Three more. And then last one, we'll hold, and then we're back into those halfway pulses. So halfway in, all the way out, halfway in, all the way out. 3, 2, and 1. Hold at that halfway point, little pulses of that carriage. 3, 2, and 1, and we'll go all the way out and then all the way back in. Now, I internally rotate so my toes, my balls, and my feet can come on. My knees are together, my toes are pointed down, heel is lifted. This heel needs to stay higher than your toes the entire time. We'll exhale to push right back out in that internal, bend and come in. Again, every time we bend in, the knees should come right back together. Press, bend, press, bend. Two more. And then on this last one, we'll come halfway and we'll pause, little pulses of the carriage in our internal rotation. 2, 1, we'll go out and in. And then once I come back in, I'll just set myself off to the side. Okay, so if you guys had on that extra yellow or light spring, we'll go ahead, we'll take it off. I'm on 2 heavies. Again, if you guys need this lighter, feel free just to do a heavy and a medium spring rather than 2 heavies. Now, my right foot is gonna go onto the foot bar, hands are on the outsides of my headrest. I'm either on my heel or the arch, just not the toes. And then stabilize from the shoulders and the core. We're gonna exhale, press out with that right leg, squeeze the glute, resist in. Press out and squeeze, resist. Again, stabilizing from the shoulders and the core, neutral spine the entire time. If the wrists are an issue, guys, come down onto your forearms. Press out, squeeze, resist in, out, and in. We have 4 more. 3, 2, and then last one. Now we'll hold all the way out. Really squeeze that glute. We're gonna bend and come halfway in, all the way out, halfway in, all the way out. Break with the foot, push from the foot, break with the foot, push from the foot. Again, glute max here, biggest muscle that we have in our bodies. Let's hold at that halfway point now, and then just those little pulses of the carriage. 4, 3, 2, and then on 1, we'll push all the way out and we'll bring it in. All right, now we'll sit ourselves off to the sides. We're gonna stay on our 2 outside red springs. We're gonna lie down and just do a quick hamstring stretch before we get into more legs with our foam roller. So I'm gonna take both of my feet onto the foot bar. My headrest is gonna be all the way down. My arms are gonna be just nice and long at my sides. And then you can either be on your heels or your arches on the foot bar, whatever feels more comfortable. For a bridge, again, we're gonna do a little hamstring stretch, hamstring curls. So we're gonna take an inhale in our neutral spine to start. On an exhale, we'll flatten the low backs down into the mat, peel our spines up off the carriage 1 vertebrae at a time. So we're right up into that bridge. Now, send the tailbone to the backs of your knees, take an inhale, and then on your exhale, we're rolling our spines all the way back down. Inhaling at the bottom, And then exhale, flatten the low back down, peel the spines up, use the glutes and the hamstrings, take an inhale. And then on our exhale, we are articulating your spines all the way back down. Now we just have one more bridge. We'll hold up there. Exhale, flatten and peel. Take an inhale at the top. We're staying here. On our next inhale, we'll push our carriages out and then we'll pull back in. Now when I press, I'm gonna keep just a micro bend to my knees so I'm not fully extending. And then as I pull back in, I wanna feel my glutes and my hamstrings. And I'm still thinking when I come in, I'm sending my tailbone to the backs of my knees. Push out, pull in. Push out, pull in. We have 3, 2, and then last one. Now when we come in, we'll roll our spines all the way back down into the mat. Hold at the bottom. The left foot is gonna stay on the foot bar. Right knee and tabletop. We have 1 unilateral bridge. Exhale, flatten and peel up. Pause at the top. We're gonna push out again with that left leg and pull in. Left leg presses. We pull in. Again, keep a micro bend to that knee, not fully extending. Out and in. Give me 3 more. Glute, hamstring. 2. And then last one. When we come in, we'll roll our spines all the way back down. Neutral spine, set the right foot onto the foot bar. Again, heel or arch. Left knee tabletop, 1 unilateral bridge. Exhale, flatten and peel. Hold at the top. Inhale, push. Exhale, pull. Four, 3, glute hamstring, 2, and then last one. All right, now once we come in, roll all the way back down into the mat, and then we'll sit ourselves off to the sides. Now, you guys can either have the option to stay on these same springs or to make it a little heavier, just like our sideline series. I'm gonna go a little heavier with my light spring, which is a yellow. So I'm again on 2 heavies and a light, 2 reds and a yellow. I'm gonna grab my foam roller. Again, if you guys don't have the foam roller, you can just do this without the foam roller, but you'll use 1 strap at a time on your feet. So I'm gonna take my long loops. They're gonna go around my foam rollers. I like to bring mine at least a foot away from the edge, just so if you guys do have more of a bendy foam roller, so not a firm one like this, you don't bend your foam roller so much. So again, I'm gonna be about a foot away from the edge on both sides. I'm gonna set my foam roller on the frame of my carriage. It's not gonna be in my headrest. And then we'll lie ourselves back down onto our reformers. Headrest can be up or down. That is up to you guys. And then we're gonna reach back. We're gonna grab the roller into our hands. We're gonna press our legs out. I always think it's easiest to curl up, and then we're gonna take the foam roller onto both feet. Again, if you guys don't have a foam roller, let's just take the strap onto just your right foot. We're gonna zip our legs together. Let the legs go up just as high as we can hold our neutral spines. I'm gonna keep my right foot on the foam roller, and then my left knee is gonna go up into a tabletop position. Now, on an exhale, we're gonna lower the right leg straight down towards our springs, and then we're gonna inhale, hinge, and come right back up. Exhale to pull down, inhale, hinge, to come right back up. And then as we lower and we lift, we, as always, wanna think maintaining that neutral spine the entire time. We wanna feel that pull coming right from the back of the leg into the glutes. Exhale, pull straight down. Inhale, hinge right back up. Three more. 2. And then on this last one, we're gonna bring our leg up to just a little lower than a 45-degree angle. And then I'm gonna lift my left ankle just up a little higher. We're gonna bend our right knee. When we bend our right knee in, my left leg just kind of goes over the foam roller, and then I'm gonna press my right leg out for single leg squats. Inhale, bend, and exhale, push right back out. Again, you guys, we are maintaining that neutral spine the entire time. So I wanna think My sacrum stays heavy. I'm not collapsing into my low back as I bend my knee. And then my pelvis is just staying nice and still as I bend. And then as I press, glute, hamstring, quad. Bend and stretch for those single leg squats. Three more. Two, and then last one. Now when I press out, we're gonna hold, set your left foot right back onto the foam roller, let the legs go straight back up to the ceiling. Let the low backs go flat, and then just tug on those ropes, give that hamstring a little stretch. Now, if you guys are not using a foam roller and if you just have the strap on your foot, you can take the strap off of your right foot, you can grab the left strap, and you can put the left strap on your left foot. We're gonna keep our legs zipped together. We're gonna come back into our neutral spines. And then again, my left foot is gonna stay on the roller. My right knee now just comes up into a tabletop position. On my exhale, I'm gonna pull my left leg straight down. And then on my inhale, I'll hinge to come right back up. Exhale to pull down. Inhale, hinge. Again, feeling that pull coming right from the back of the leg into the glute. Exhale, pulling down, and then inhale as we hinge. And then as always, just being mindful when that leg comes up, you guys, you're not collapsing into your low backs, losing that neutral spine. I'm maintaining that neutral the entire time. We'll do three more. Two. And then last one. Now, that leg is gonna come up just to a little lower than a 45-degree angle. I'm gonna lift my right ankle up just a little more, bend my left knee in for a single leg squat, and then exhale, press. Bend, and exhale, press. Engaging again that glute max as we press out. Quad and hamstring should be working as well. Inhale, bend, exhale, push. Four more. Two, and then last one. Now hold out, take both feet right back onto that roller. Let the legs go straight back up to the ceiling. Let the low back go flat. Now, if you guys just have the strap on your foot, your right foot can just be on the foot bar. You can stretch out the back of your left leg. Otherwise, if you have the foam roll on your feet, low backs are flat, both feet are on the roller. Give it a nice little pull. All right, then from here, we're gonna bend our knees. We'll take the foam roller off of our feet. I'm gonna set my foam roller behind me, and then I'm gonna take my right ankle to my left knee and just come into a figure four stretch. I'm gonna push my right knee away from me. If that feels good, you guys can do that. Otherwise, if you wanna hug your left leg in towards you, just to stretch out that right piriformis a little more, you can hug your left leg towards you. And just take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more deep inhale and exhale. Then we'll go ahead, take our left ankle, right knee. You can push the left knee away from you if that feels good, or you can hug your right leg in towards you if that feels better, and just give that left piriformis a nice stretch. Again, a few deep inhales through the nose, exhale through the mouth. One more deep inhale and exhale. Then I'm gonna go ahead, untangle myself. You guys can sit yourselves off to the sides of your reformers, and you guys just finished your lower body class today. Please subscribe to my channel, you guys. If you like my videos, feel free to like that button and then leave comments. Thanks, guys.